Hey guys, first time doing this video, so we'll hope I do things right. What I'm going to talk about today is this Lee Deluxe quick trim, and it's got the power adapter on there so you can hook a drill to it. I'd previously had just the regular one that comes with the hand crank, and I hated that hand crank, so I cut it off and made my own little rig that was kind of like this. But when I saw Lee came out with this one, I figured I'm just going to buy it because that's a lot better built than what I could do at home with my stuff. So what I like to do is I use this little 12 volt Milwaukee drill that I have. It's got a high and low speed on it. I keep it in high. I could see low making more sense to some people, but high gets it done quicker. I haven't seen any problems with it, so that's what I like to do. You're welcome to do your own thing. I've tried this. It's a Milwaukee. They call it their screwdriver, and I've also tried the impact driver instead, and I didn't like either of those as well. I really like this. Just put it in high speed and let her eat. What we have then is for each caliber you have a different die to go in. So this is the 3030 trim die from Lee, and they're pretty cheap. They're, you know, 10-12 bucks for any caliber you need. You can get a die. The trimmer itself, I think with it all together in one unit, I think it's under 20 bucks, or it's right there, so it's not like you're breaking the bank. What it does come with is it's got this little plastic thingy, and that's supposed to go right down here on the shell holder and catch your brass trimmings, which, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't work all that great. It's more of a novelty, and it makes it harder to get your brass in. So I usually don't use it, and I'll just clean the shavings as I need to. But that's pretty much it. You just slide that in top of your trim die. You want to make sure your drill's going in the forward direction, because the trimmer's got to cut forward or it don't work. And I've got some 30/30. I've already got it lubed up. Right now our length is somewhere like that one's right at 2.30, or yeah, there we go, 2.030, and I'm going for 2.029 as my target. So, and you can hear it and feel it kind of when it's cut enough. And let's just see here. 2.0295. Hopefully you can see that. And that's kind of just what I'm getting at. It's not always exactly perfect, but for me, it's always within a thousandths, and most of the time it's right there within a half thousandths. So I'll measure one at a time for a few of these and let you see how it works. So that one, it's right there now. Let's see if sizing it makes it a little bit different. It's at 2.30 again. We'll take a little trim. And you wouldn't have thought it, but trimming it made it longer. That makes no sense, but let's give that another shot. Try to do stuff on camera and it never works like it should, but there we are, 2.0295 again. And I didn't mention that, but to adjust this, if you look up here, it's got this black collar, and basically if you hang on to the drill, you can grab that black collar and you can turn it one way or another. If you turn as it sits here, if you turn counterclockwise, that makes it trim less. So if you want it to trim more, you would click it to the clockwise position, and you can feel when you're going counterclockwise to get it back to the regular starting location. You can feel where it's supposed to stop. Don't overturn it, because you can just slip that black collar past, and that just makes problems. But get to that original starting point, and I know for 30/30 I come back clockwise 2 clicks, and I've got it written down here on my bench for each caliber how many clicks to go. So we'll just keep trying this a little bit. We'll go slow here for a bit. There we are at 2.032. It's real awkward to hold that thing where you can read it straight, so hopefully you're getting the gist of things. And just a few seconds with that. And there we are again at 2.029, which was my target. Do this one. That is actually right there, 2.0285. We'll just dump him into the hopper. And what I found works best is that if you've got a lot of different brass, I mean, you got to go through one trimming, and you might have to measure a little more often to make sure that you're always hitting your target, because if you got some real long brass mixed with some real short brass, you can't just run the drill the same amount of time. You got to really feel it out. But once you get through, and like I went and I took all my brass and I trimmed everything I had down to what it should be at its baseline. So then when I come through the next time, after I've shot 50 rounds, I know that those 50 rounds should be about the same length. And it just makes trimming it again that second time real easy, because I'm always going for the same target. So here we are. That one's 2.032, so he could use a little trimming. That should do it. And 2.028, 29, right in there. So I think for the most part, the ones I've showed you have all pretty much come out right at length like that. What I want to show you now is that I really like this turret press a lot. It don't cost much money, and it is just handier than heck to have all these different turrets set up. You know, if I want to switch to, what's this, my 6.8, just take out the turret. I've got my trim die. I've got everything I need. You know, I've got a couple different seaters on here so I can use different bullets and not have to reset. So I really like this turret press, but I especially like it for this prepping brass, because I know other people, and I was the same way before I figured out this method. I mean, trimming brass just sucks. I mean, it's just another step in the process, and it slows everything down. So when I found out that I could trim this way with just sizing and trimming all in one operation, I love it, and I can't imagine it doing it any other way. I mean, I know you're probably technically better off if you use a nice trimming setup, and if I was a more precision shooter, I probably would. But for what I'm trying to accomplish, I mean, being within a thousandths or half a thousandths, I'm plenty fine with that. So I'm just going to show you how quick a guy can spin through some of this brass here, and just, I don't know, I'll run through roughly a minute's worth, which I think at my best I can probably do 8 or 10 cases a minute, have them sized and trimmed. So there's 2, 3, 4. I'll stick some of these up here so that we can measure them later, and I'll prove that I'm not just kind of half-assing this. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Right here. I think that was the 11th one right there. I might have lost count. But we'll measure it again. And 2.0295 is what I read. Here's another one. 2.030. So that one is a little longer. And 2.0295. 2.0295. 2.029. 2.0295. 2.0295. So she is somewhat accurate at least, and like I said, I really like that setup on the turret press. It makes things really quick, and I don't know, I just get impatient with things once in a while, so if I have a nice streamlined process, I enjoy it more. Other people are other ways, so to each his own, but that's how I like to do things, and hopefully that kind of gave you an idea how this trimmer works. It's probably a good idea to blow the thing out with air or vacuum it or something. I usually take this thing, put it right down there on this softwood, kind of just give her a couple pokes there, and then that'll help work out any filings that might be there in the joints, because this thing, when you push it into the case itself, it kind of, you know, spring loaded and compacts back to where it is. And the other good thing about the die itself, or the trim die, is that it'll chamfer and deburr at the same time. So that's just one less step you have to worry about. When you, basically what I'm doing here with this is I'm sizing, I'm trimming, I'm chamfering, deburring all at the same time. And like I said, I think I'm usually like 8 to 10 pieces a minute if I really get into groove of things. So that is all I wanted to show you. Thanks guys.